Matt Wolff, 3 under, 68. Matt, 2 really consistent days in golf. Kind of sum it up heading into the weekend.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd say the first day was consistent. I mean, it was very up and down, but yeah, I ended up posting a decent score, and today was much better. I felt like I got a little bit, more feel back. Felt a little more comfortable with my swing, and like I said, there was a lot of good yesterday, but quite a bit of bad as well. And today, I definitely minimized the mistakes and feel pretty good going into the weekend.
You've been in this position before in an Open now. Talk about the mental focus it'll take over the weekend.
Yeah, the way I describe it, or the way I describe the U.S. Open to everyone is there's not one shot that you can finally like breathe and relax and feel like, oh, it's all right if I miss this a little bit, because every single shot, every single putt, it takes all your attention. And after stepping off the course the last 2 days, I've been pretty drained, but I've been really trying hard to focus and keep my composure and more importantly, just be happy.
On the right, Alex?
Yeah, Matt, I think you spent some time up there with Todd talking about some of the issues you've dealt with before you got here. Bubba was in here earlier talking about the fact that he had actually approached you to talk about some of these issues. Could you, talk about I'm not sure if you went to any kind of medical professionals and were diagnosed with any issue or not? And then secondly, how comfortable were you when Bubba came up to you and asked you and talked to you about issues that he's had and tried to help you?
Yeah. No, I didn't see any medical professional. And even if I did, I don't know if I'd say it. But yeah, it's different. I feel like most people, when I first got on tour and had that early success, it was, people were coming up to me just to, kind of joke around and, say what's up. And now, plenty of guys out here have been, if you ever need to talk, I'm here for you. Because, even though you may not know it, almost every single guy out here, Bubba, I don't know if he wants me to say this, but he told me the first thing he said, he goes, I've retired 5 times in my career. And it's, when he said that, I was just like, I was hopeless for 5 months and I was really struggling. And just to hear that and know that someone of his caliber being at the top and winning 2 Masters and as much success as he had, everyone goes through it. And it's really awesome to see all the guys out here kind of, just not trying to take me under their wing, but just to be there for me. If I ever needed to reach out or talk to any one of them, they were, they're more than happy to talk to me. And it means the world.
In golf, a lot of guys won't talk about any injuries. They won't talk about anything that would think that they'd give somebody else a leg up on them in some way, shape, or form when they're on the golf course. Is this, because we don't know. I mean, you're a young guy. We don't know. Is it more of something that you've kind of put pressure on yourself, or is it you feel like there's this pressure from the outside coming in?
I mean, I would say more the outside coming in, but obviously I put immense pressure on myself. No matter how many bad shots I hit, if I hit one good, all the fans are going to be like, oh, that was so good. But to me, I only see the bad. And, I think it's just, to answer your question, I think it's everything combined. I think it's both the pressure of, all the fans, and not that they're trying to put the pressure, but you want to perform for them. You want to go out there and play well and, put on a show for them. And, you also have expectations for yourself and to play well. And it's just hard to manage. It really is. And, I'm learning every day. And I promise you I'm going to play bad and have a bad stretch probably somewhere or multiple times before the end of my career. And this is definitely going to, I think, probably make me, a more well-rounded and, just more complete and happy person, because I've already went through it. So probably next time I'll be able to handle a little better. But right now I'm just trying to, come out here, enjoy myself, and be happy.
Right here behind me.
After we talked on Wednesday, I was really wondering, when you went to bed that night, what were you going to be thinking? Like, what numbers were possibly in play, or like what could go really well or what could go really bad? And I just wonder, when you put your head down Wednesday night, what were you really thinking about what was going to happen here these 2 days?
Yeah, it's the fear. That's it's all managing the fear, because what's probably the worst thing that could happen? I could miss the cut. That's really the worst thing that could happen. But your brain makes you think that you hit a bad shot and like the world's over, or you're going to like physically get hurt or something. And, that's not that was not my worry, but it's just hard. I'll admit, Thursday and even today, even after playing well yesterday, I was still like a little I wanted to stay in bed. You know, I wanted to be like where I was comfortable, not in the spotlight. And, you know, it's awesome that I came out here and played well. But I think more importantly, I'm just getting closer to, you know, to being more comfortable and being happy and enjoying it. And I feel like I've done a very good job of enjoying it, but I've still got a long way to go to, you know, keep a level head. And like I said, you know, I'll probably be working on the same thing that I'm working on now for the rest of my career.
And I think back to Wingfoot, and there was probably this perception of you as more like this kind of freewheeling, right? Everything's great, everyone's having fun, and you were talking about football scores like on the day of.
Yeah, the final round, yeah.
And how much of that was perception? How much of it was reality at that time, the last U.S. Open?
Yeah, I think, you know, back then it was reality. I think, you know, back at the U.S. Open, you know, I had that fear of playing bad and you know, kind of choking off the lead per se. But, you know, I think I was actually enjoying it. You know, I was having a great time out there. I was playing well, so obviously it was easier to enjoy it. But, you know, everyone, you know, I have dips or highs and lows, and I think I was just at a low. And even though I haven't played good in every single tournament that I've ever played in out on the PGA Tour, I was, you know, in a good spot then and playing well. And to be quite honest, I really, you know, I'd never played as bad as I had been playing the last 5 months from the time I picked up a golf club until literally 5 months ago. And I just didn't quite know how to deal with it. And as good as my life is 22 years old and on the PGA Tour, there's also a lot of stress and pressure that comes along with it. And it got to me, and, you know, looking back on it, it's always easy to be like, gosh, you're just overreacting. But in the moment, it's much, much harder to, you know, be from an outside perspective. And that's kind of what I'm trying to focus on and just enjoying myself, which is good.
Ryan, then Adam.
Matt, obviously you were working on other things the last couple months, but what kind of work did you and George do to make this type of performance possible?
More mental than anything. I think that we worked hard on our swing. I went to California for probably a week or something like that, and we worked on my swing and getting back to where I kind of, you know, the positions that I was in college and stuff, a little longer and more across. But yeah, at the end of the day, I'd say, you know, every single night or every single morning, every single night, because I stayed with him when I went there, and we just had, you know, 2, 3, 4 hour conversations just about, you know, my thoughts and my feelings and, you know, like on the golf course, not like,
Right.
you know, my relationship or whatever, thing like that. But, yeah, it just, I mean, we just literally went over every topic. And George was a sports psychology major in college as well. So he, you know, knows a lot more than most people. And there's a lot of things that he's told me that have really helped me. And it's hard to kind of put them in perspective or put them in play when you're in the heat of the moment. But I'd say it was more talking and just getting through this. And, you know, I look at him more as a father figure than a coach, to be honest. I've been with him for 8, 9 years now, and I mean, he would do anything for me, and I'd do anything for him, and just, you know, to show how much he cared. And over again, he's like, dude, I don't even care if you pick up a club ever again. He's like, I just want you to be happy. And everyone on my team has been saying that, and it makes me feel really good.
Matt, given the time that you have taken off and that this is the most mentally challenging tournament, how surprised are you where you are right now?
Very surprised. I mean, I know that I've played good golf in the past, but, you know, the low time that I had was pretty tough, and, you know, my confidence was shot. I'd say I came here with very, very, you know, I'd say no expectations. I'd say my expectations coming here were to enjoy it and be happy, and I didn't even know if I was going to be able to do that. And, you know, thankfully I am, and as well as playing well. But, yeah, it's a great position I'm in. I'm, you know, contending at the U.S. Open, and I'm very happy right now and enjoying it. But I know there's going to be times that I'm not enjoying it as much or not playing as well. And, you know, for those times, that's what I'm trying to work for and work towards and, you know, kind of prepare before it happens.
Was there or is there anything wrong with your hand?
No.
No? Okay.
Alex, did you have one more?
Yeah. What's interesting is if you win this week, how does that change you, do you think?
I don't think it changes me at all. I can't express it enough that my score's up there, even though I'm happy right now and I'm 4 under par, one off the lead or whatever, I really could care less about that right now. I mean, I know you might think I'm, bullshitting you, but I'm not. I'm really just out here trying to have a good time and enjoy myself. And like I said, I mean, even this morning, I felt like I was struggling to get out of bed because I was just, wanted to stay in a safe spot, and it's just hard. But right now, the absolute only thing that I'm focusing on is enjoying myself and being happy out there. And I mean, it's probably not a coincidence that I'm playing well when I'm doing that, but that's the main focus this entire week, and probably for a while.
Matt, we really appreciate your time. Thanks.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thanks, man.